Very good. Oh! Oh! I dropped my phone. Oops. Okay. Is my volume fine? Or am I too quiet? Hi, Meow! Hi! Wait, what should I call you on this account? Hi, Juicy. Okay. Okay. That's good. For transparency's sake, since these streams are for they're to get me to lock in. I have done almost everything on my to-do list. There's just one more thing. I can get that done tomorrow, probably. And yeah. Okay. But for now, we shall continue. Higurashi. Oh, jeez. I think we read the tip here, which was Hanyu talking about Rika. Hi, Noah. Oh my gosh, it's Edgar Allan.
やあ、リカちゃんが日曜日以外に診療所にいらっしゃるなんて珍しいですね。
Hi, Iria. Hi. Also, thanks, Juice. Oh my god. My cough.
高野とお話ししたいことがありますのです。
Not showing my cursor again, is it?
今日はいますですか？
いえ、多分リサさんとデートじゃないでしょうか。
Yuri?
いやいや、お羨ましい。
Yuri?
どうしてリサなのですか？
Sorry, I thought Risa was a girl's name. That's my bad.
よくわからない名前なのです。
それは本人に聞いてみてください。初対面の時のちょっとした認識ミスなんですがね。その時の先方の対応がとても面白かったもので。
I don't get it. That's what nicknames are all about, though.
どんなご用件ですか？伝言でよければ今夜ミーティングがありますからその席上で伝えておきますよ。
ありがとうなのです。でも直接言いますのでいいのですよ。
そうですか。わかりました。
I forgot my voice for old Rika. It's okay. I'll settle in at some point once I hear her again.
では私は書類事務に戻ります。
今日は入江は診察はしていないですか？
今夜のミーティングの資料作りで大忙しです。普段から準備はしているんですがね、日々の本業に圧迫されてなかなか時間が。なんて言うと準備がなってないと怒られてしまいますね。
それに加えて野球までやっているのですからつくづく入江は元気だなと思いますです。
Okay, hold on. Let me fix. Yeah, I see the issue. I'll turn up the gain on mine. Or do I turn down the? I guess I'll turn down the game's audio. Is that okay? Let me play some voice lines in a bit. So, okay, yeah, there's no filters on the game. So I turned it down. Let's see if it works.
本当に忙しいですよ。
I don't. Is it still low? I have my gain on my interface turned all the way down. So I might have to turn it up through filters. Okay. I'm worried about being too loud though is the thing. Let me... Is this fine? What the heck? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Will this be fine? I don't want to be too loud and and ruin the experience. I turned up the gain on mine. See, sometimes the mixer on my OBS thing, it goes into the red, but I think what it's tracking is the black bar that goes up and down because I have a noise gate. So I don't know. Is it good? Or am I gonna have to mess around with it a bit more? The thing is, I don't want to turn up my gain on the interface because I'm too lazy for that. I will not lie. Because I was doing auditions yesterday and a lot of them had like screaming section and you have to turn your gain down so it doesn't clip. Wait, okay, yay. I hope that's for real. Okay, I'll play a line of the game to see.
家事や秘書を代行してくれる可愛いメイドさんを常時募集中なのですが、なかなか応募がありません。
Okay. I still don't like him. He laughed and looked at his watch. He seemed to be in a hurry.
高野たちはどこへ行っているか想像はつきますですか？
村の中をいろいろと回るだろうと思います。
Okay, yay.
ああ、でもいつも待ち合わせは神社の境内なんだそうですよ。高野さんは半ドンで帰られましたから、ひょっとするとまだ境内にいるかもしれませんね。
I hope it's not picking up on like background noise because that would be embarrassing a bit. I looked at the clock on the wall. I must have just missed her. This was no time to be chatting with Irie.
ありがとうなのですよ。神社に戻ってみますです。
年に4度しかない仰せなんですから、あまり邪魔をしない方がいいと思いますよ。
How do you get Nisa from Jiro Tomitake? Is it the reading of the kanji? I wouldn't know. I don't know any kanji. He smiled mischievously and waved his hand in goodbye. Okay, no background noise. We're good. I headed back to the shrine. I was going to park my bike by the stairs that led to the shrine grounds. Satoko and I are the only people who park our bikes there normally, but I saw more than 10 bikes there that day. People must be gathering at the convention room. There are more and more meetings when the Watanagashi festival draws closer. Seeing all these bikes reminded me that summer is nearly here. True to real life, I'm playing this at a perfect time. Just kidding, perfect time would be in June. It's almost June though. Most of the bikes were old and beat up. However, I saw 2 unfamiliar ones parked there. They were sporty mountain bikes with the same design but different colors. They must belong to Takano and Tomitake. I went up the stairs to look for the 2 of them, but I couldn't find either. Was there any place with a great view for taking pictures? I tried looking in places like that, but I still couldn't find them. So I started looking based on what Takano might be interested in. I could only think of one place. The storage?
どう二郎さん。
うん。シンプルな。
Hold on. Huh? What? Wait, what? What happened? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, it keeps going offline for some reason. Hold on. That's scary. What? Remaining enough? Okay. Give me a moment. What is happening? Hold on. Oops. Viewers will experience buffering. Lower than the... How do I... Hold on. Quick Google search. Okay, hold on. Settings. I'm troubleshooting, guys. Bitrate. Stream bitrate of... Okay. Okay, it should be back now. Okay. That's scary. I'm sorry. Sorry for the delay. It got scary all of a sudden. But I guess it's better now than later on down the road.
あら、リカちゃん、こんにちは。
Now we're back.
急に脅かすなんて人が悪いわね。
開かずの細工殿の鍵を開けちゃおうとする人の方がもっと悪いのです。
あダメだよ、高野さん。やっぱり悪いことはするもんじゃないよ。
Tomitake conceded right away, but Takano was stubborn. She made up excuses to try and fool me. Yeah. I'm back, yeah, from the blunder. Scary blunder. Based on my previous lives, I knew just how much interest she had in the storehouse. It was actually rather impressive how hard she tried to cover that up. The ritual storehouse was full of the remainder of the dark history of Onigahuchi. I said that weirdly. I think. No? I think it's fine. It contains bloody and vicious tools that Takano is fascinated with. She should have a good idea as to what those things are inside of the storehouse, based on what she has been researching. She was making up some story about cultural treasures and such, but it was obvious that she was just making excuses. Tomitake also seemed impressed, listening to Takano's phony justifications. In the past, I've tried to conceal what was inside of the storehouse from Takano because I don't want her spreading information about the holy and brutal traditions they used to have in Onigahuchi village. It would be a disgrace. As a member of the Huride family, I can't let that happen. Looking at the history of Onigahuchi in the way Takano does is a painful thing for Hanyu as well. For Hanyu, the ritual storehouse is a special place. I don't know what's so nice about being surrounded by those scary ritual tools, but she feels cozy when she's surrounded by the smell of old times. The storage is like Hanyu's hideout. When I can't see her, she's usually relaxing in here. I don't want Hanyu's happy place to be turned into the bloody, horrifying den of evil Takano believes it to be. That's why I've been keeping Takano away from the ritual storehouse. Come to think of it, why am I so mean to her? Is it because I hate her? I should stop feeling that way. Never stop hating. I have to keep in close contact with Takano and Tomitake. I won't give up just because it didn't work before. I'm going to try one more time. This world is different from the other ones. I might be able to change their fate, which in turn might change my own.
羽生、高野に最具殿の中を見せてあげようと思うの。
Hanyu made an irritated face. Takano will lose herself in ecstasy if she sees what's inside of there. She'll run around spreading rumors of the bloody history of the Onigahuchi. Hanyu wasn't too excited about that prospect.
高野にごまをするわけじゃない。でも話を聞いてもらうきっかけにはなるんじゃないかと思うの。高野は根に持つから、ここで意地悪をすると私の話をちゃんと聞いてくれないかもしれない。
Oh my god. I understand that Hanyu doesn't want her inside this holy place, but she can't do anything more than be irritated about it. I'm the only one who can make the ultimate decision. Besides, she'll forgive me if I promise to eat something sweet later.
高野、もしも約束を守ってくれるのでしたら中に入れてあげてもいいのですよ。
本当に？西宮殿の中よ。中は中でも防災倉庫の中とかはなしよ。
本当ですよ。ちゃんと西宮殿の中なのですよ。
西宮殿ってここよ。この建物の中なのよ。
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
別にごまかす気はありませんですよ。ちゃんとこの中に入れてあげますです。ニパー。ニパー。
Why is it so cold in my house? I would turn the heater on, but I think that would pick up on the mic. What?
ニパー。
Oh my god. I had never seen such a big smile on her face before. Now this is a miracle. I'm seeing this face for the first time in 100 years. Tomitake must be feeling the same way. His image of Takano was slowly falling apart as we spoke, I'm sure. No, maybe he just found a new side of her to love instead.
高野って結構面白い人だったのでびっくりなのです。
Maybe some blankets? Yeah, I do have a blanket. It's my arms that are cold. Wait, I do have another jacket here. I'm already wearing long sleeves, but one more couldn't hurt. Oops. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that works.
やっぱりコミュニケーションって大事ね。人を知るのってつくづく難しいと思い知るわ。
We remained there and watched Takano spinning in the light for a while. Oh my god.
中には内緒で入れるのですから他の人に見つかってはいけませんですよ。
ああ、そうだよね。高野さんを正気に戻しておくよ。
僕はその間に鍵を持ってきますです。
By the time I came back with a key, Takano was totally calm again. If you guys hear scratching in the background, that is my rabbit. She was obviously trying to hide how gleeful she was, though. I thought she was a mature lady, but she might still be a kid at heart. I think they called that something like gap moe. I picked up that term at some point from Keiichi, but I'm still not sure how it's used.
では高野、富武、 中に入る前にいくつか約束がありますです。ちゃんと誓ってくれないとダメなのです。
もちろんよ。開かずの細工殿をフルデ家当主が自ら開けてくれる金を犯すのだもの。約束は守るわ。
ダメだよ高野さん、ちゃんと真面目にやらなきゃ。
失礼ね。私はとても真面目よ。
Yeah, she's on the other side of the cage right now. She's eating. She is so full of whimsy.
僕の中の高野のイメージが今大変なことになっていますのです。
By she, I mean Takano, not my rabbit.
私もよ。高野の株価が世界恐慌で大暴落って感じ。
Rana said it before. It's not a good idea to think about problems all on your own. I always hated the crazy part of Takano, and I didn't want to be close to her. But I never thought she could act this way. She was acting almost like Rena does when in her cute mode. Had I known that she was as funny a person as this, I wouldn't have felt resentment toward her. I realize how important communicating can be.
まず細工殿へ入ったことは内緒なのですよ。誰にも教えてはいけませんです。
もちろんよ。誓うわ。
Takano put her hands to her chest. She also forced Tomitake to do the same. It was funny to watch Tomitake trying to keep up with Takano too.
中はとても大切な場所ですから、怪我したり傷つけたりしちゃダメなのです。
もちろん分かってるわ。それで撮影は可能なの？
可能ですが1枚100円なのですよ。
Me.
次郎さん、あなた今いくら持ってるかしら？
That's crazy.
1万円払うとお得な1日取り放題券になりますです。
I'm on her side. I would also do the same. I'm always thinking this. About what? I'm not sure. I just really want money.
安い。払うわ。次郎さん。
They paid me the money for real. Hanyu seemed excited, knowing that the money could be used for buying desserts.
高野はとてもいい人なのです。あんたも現金ね。
Greedy! I finally got approval from Oyashiro-sama, the master of the storehouse. We'd have no more problems now. The ritual storehouse is behind the building with a convention room. Sometimes people come out for a cigarette break. I can't let anybody see us entering.
大丈夫、誰もいないよ。
Tomitake checked out the scene and gave me the signal to go ahead. I nodded at him and unlocked the door. I pushed on the heavy door just far enough for us to sneak inside.
富武が表で待っていると不審に思われますです。
Sometimes you gotta do what you have to for that check. True.
僕も入るのかい？
He seemed surprised that I was asking him to come inside with us. Tomitake, of course, wasn't particularly interested in what was inside the storehouse. I expected his surprised reaction.
次郎さん、リカちゃんが入れって言ってるのよ。早く入って。
ああ、わかったよ。
Tomitake squeezed inside as Takano urged him. I turned the light on and closed the door. Then I put the chain on from inside.
厳重なのね。
錠前が外れていることに気づいた悪い猫さんが入ってくると困りますのです。
I'm not sure if she's actually talking about a cat, but she used this phrasing in, I believe it was chapter 2, Watanagashi, where Keiichi and Shion snuck inside the storehouse, and she confronted Keiichi about it by calling them like kitty cats, and like basically she confronted him, but only to tell him that she forgave him.
悪い猫さんで申し訳ないわね。
I'm just yapping at this point. I'm trying to make connections because this is second to last chapter. I'm trying to remember everything.
高野、猫は猫らしくニャーニャー鳴かないとダメなのですよ。ニパー。
ニパ
それはどういうことかしら？
高野がちゃんと猫さんじゃないと見せてあげないのです。
ー。What?
ちゃんと鈴付き首輪と猫耳も持ってきましたですよ。
What?
これをつけて四つん這いになってニャーニャー言ってくれなかったら次の扉を開けてあげませんです。
What is going on? The shrine storehouse has 2 doors that people can't see inside when the first door is opened. At the moment, we were inside the entry chamber. Sorry, I lost my Rika voice for a second. I was too shocked from that. The real storehouse is in the room beyond.
えリカちゃんもきついな。いくらなんでもそんなの。
それが試練ならやるわ。これはリカちゃんが私の知的探求心がどれだけ一途で高貴か試しているのよ。
You really don't have to do that.
いいわ。あなたが望むなら猫耳と尻尾付きで四つん這いになって前足で顔を洗いながらご主人様大好きだにゃーだって言ってみせる。
Sorry. Please don't do that.
高野ってみんなと同じくらいの年だったらきっと部活メンバーに混じっていたと思いますのです。
Please don't do any of that. This is scary.
そうね。ほら、世界恐慌の時ウォール街で紙切れになった株券が雪のように舞ったというじゃない。なんかそういう感じよ、高野の株。
My god.
さあリカちゃん、やり遂げてみせるわよ。猫耳と首輪だけでいいの？
Sorry for the sounds. Move my chair a bit. Okay, and my rabbit's still eating. Yeah. Ryukishi loves making jokes like this.
高野さん、そもそもこの扉鍵なんかないよ。ほら、押せば開く。
そうなの？あら嫌だ。私ったらみっともない。
I think you just wanted to do that like on your own. That was really weird how you were enthusiastic about it. Oh, okay. Tomitaka has no sense of humor. He just turned off a lot of He just turned off a lot of viewers who were looking forward to seeing Takano in the cat outfit. Man.
冗談はこのくらいにして押せば開きますのです。ニパー。
ニパー。This is crazy. Once we went through the door, we found ourselves inside the storage area. There were no windows in there, so it was completely dark, even during the day. There were several light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, but they were dim, and their light only exaggerated the darkness inside. Oyashiro-sama's statue and the altar dominated the center of the room. They were surrounded by tons of ancient torture implements. They were all over the floors, walls and ceiling. It looked like a torture room, rather than just a storage for tools intended for one.
これはすごいね。
Tomitake was rendered speechless. They were nothing like those fake torture implements that they might have seen in a wax museum or someplace like that. The tools in this room are the genuine articles. I never like to think about it, but I'm sure some of them really were used. These authentic tools always have a big impact on the people who see them. But Tomitake was the only one who was shocked, since he was the only normal person in the room. Takano's eyes were sparkling. She was taking pictures while meowing like a cat. Okay. This place isn't special to me. Of course, I treat it as a holy place, but I'm so used to seeing all these things after coming here countless times since I was little. To me, it's nothing but a storehouse with a lot of old stuff inside. As for Hanyu, she says it's the only place the air from times past lingers in this present day. So she actually finds it comforting. Hold on. It's telling me YouTube is having issues again. Hold on. It's still playing. It's just not smooth. Which, I don't really care. This is a visual novel. Just read the words on the screen. I get in a good mood when I come here, because Hanyu gets in a good mood. This is a relaxing place for her. As I watched Tomitake's reaction, I noticed how totally off my values are from normal people's. Takano's reaction seemed more natural to me, in a sense. Hanyu seemed to be bothered by Tomitake's reaction too. Maybe it was a bad idea to let him come inside after all. Not like I could kick him out at this point. Hanyu and I sat on the cushion in front of the altar and watched Takano dance a childish glee while Tomitake made touching efforts to keep up.
どうしてこんなにもたくさんの拷問道具を作ったんだろうね。
Okay, we're back to... The stream's back to normal, I think.
だって拷問というのは相手を屈服させるのが目的じゃないのかい？こんなにいくつもおびただしい数や種類がどうして必要だったんだろう。
次郎さん、拷問道具には2つの脅し方があるのを知ってるかしら？一つは使用して相手を痛めつけることで効果を発揮するもの。もう一つは使用するぞ、使用したらものすごい痛いぞと、そういう意味ではいろいろ物騒な拷問道具がたくさん取り揃えてある光景はそれだけで脅迫的意味を持つものだったのよ。
I accidentally cut off Takano for a bit there. That's my bad.
確かに拷問というのは実は高度な技術が必要だというような話は聞いたことがあるよ。程よく痛めつけてかつ殺さないというのは確かに加減が難しいことかもしれないね。
Is the word for torture Gomon? Whenever I read higurashi without voice acting, there's always words I pick up from the audio. Tomitake acted like he was having a conversation with Takano, but his voice was obviously unsteady.
西洋の拷問道具の中にはやたらと装飾型で実際に使用すれば 痛めつける以前にあっさりと殺してしまいかねない。まあ拷問道具も厳密には屈服を目的とする被験者を対象にした純粋な拷問道具と、見せしめや娯楽を目的とする観覧車を対象にした虐殺道具に分かれるんだけど、これを混同して誤解している人が多いのが嘆かわしいわね。
That's because that's usually not a topic people think about or want to think about. What a strange individual. What a strange thing to say.
いや、じゃあ話を戻すけど、これらの拷問道具で昔の人たちは何を屈服させようとしていたんだい？
Tomitake asked me that. He must have thought that Takano would say something far more scary if he asked her. He is forgetting that I'm just a little innocent girl.
私は鬼ヶ淵村の独自の戒律を厳重に守らせるためだったと思ってるんだけど、正解？
正解なのです。これらの細具は実際に使用するためでなく、むしろ展示して村人を怖がらせて戒律を遵守させることを主眼に置いたものだと言われてますです。
Also, I know it's really early in... Wait, is it really early in the stream? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Oh, it's already been 40 minutes. For some reason, I'm feeling so tired. But not that tired. I can still push through this chapter. And then hopefully another chapter. And we'll see how I feel then. If I'm gonna end the stream then. Or if I'm going to go for another chapter. Hopefully I can go for another chapter. But who knows?
だから実際にこれらの道具を使う時になってサイズが合わなかったり構造的に欠陥があったりで満足に使用できなかったという話も結構残っていますのです。
でも実際に使用することもあったんだろう？やっぱり穏便な話じゃないね。
戒律を守らないとお社様のたたりがあるだけではおとなしくルールに従ってくれない人たちもたまにはいたということなのです。
ねえリカちゃん、ではこれらの道具は基本的に村人を威圧するために用意されているのかしら？本当の意味での綿流しの食人の宴に使った調理解体道具だっていう説があるんだけど。
Hanyu was making a frustrated face. She didn't want to remember the dark history of Onigafuchi village. People performed countless torture ceremonies in front of her, claiming that they were doing it in her name, the name of Oyashiro-sama. She asked them not to do that, but no one was able to hear or see her.
ノーコメントなのですよ、ニパー。ノーコメントなのです。ニパー。
高野さんによく僕も聞かされるよ。大昔の鬼ヶ淵村の人たちは神様のお告げがあると麓に降りて人をさらって食べてしまったんだろう。
Sorry, I dropped my phone again.
どうしてそんなことをしたんだろう。これもまた麓の人々に対する何かの見せしめなのかい？
私はそこはおそらく食物連鎖で人間よりも優位にあることを自覚するためにやった一種の儀式だと思っているわ。鬼ヶ淵村が外部との交流を禁ずる最大の建前が、自分たちは仙人で村は聖地。汚らわしい人間と交流すると汚れを持ち込む。
That's not at all a worrying sentiment to have as a collective.
そういうふうに言われていた。だから定期的に 自分たちは人間以上の存在であることを自覚し直す必要があったんじゃないかしら。
日本にも晒し首があったしね。見せしめは非人道的ではあるけど、抑止効果は極めて大だったというわけだ。
見せしめの犠牲者がひどい方法で拷問されて生きながら食われて絶命する、そんなのを見せつけられたら絶対に自分はああされたくないって誰もが思うわよね。日本には晒し首だけでなく貼り付けだってあったでしょ。処刑場に高々と死刑囚を貼り付けにして観衆の前で恥ずかしめられながら長槍でブスブスと刺されるのよ。
Oh, okay, so this is... Do you think it'll pass half the screen, like her dialogue? It's just gonna fill the whole screen? Let's see. It might end after this one. I don't know. Oh, wait. Yeah, the triangle is facing downwards. She's not gonna continue.
二郎さんもわかると思うけど、槍でほんの一月二月された程度じゃ人は絶命なんてできない。腹部や胸部を貫かれればそれは十分に致死的なことではあるけれど、ギロ血がブクブクと溢れ出し、腹からは腸を引きずり出されて肺に血がたまり、最後には自らの血で溺れ死ぬ。
I accidentally skipped some of her dialogue. Oops.
そんな緩慢な死を思えばギロチンなんて人道的な発明よね。
The way she's saying these torture things like she's happy about their pain, she's really fascinated with it to a terrifying degree. I don't know.
そうそう、知ってる？ギロチンってね、貴族のために生み出されたんですってよ。銃殺や公主刑よりももっともっときれいにあっさりすっぱりと死ねるように生み出した、死の際まで特別扱いしてもらえる貴族のための処刑道具。
And it's so theatrical too. What a dramatic way to go out.
フランス革命末期の恋愛を描いたなんとか物語っていう白黒映画があるんだけど、ラスト監修の嘲笑を浴びながら数珠つなぎの貴族たちが一列に並ばされて次々と一台のギロチンで処刑されていくの。ちょん、はい次、ちょん、はい次、ちょん。人間の死がわずか一瞬でベルトコンベヤーの上の工場生産のように量産されていく。神父のお祈りも最後に言い残す言葉も何もなしよ。ちょん、はい次、ちょん。もうそんな一瞬の死じゃ見せ物にならないからね。誰も個人の死に感情を抱かない。慣習は一人の死を見てるんじゃなくて、何十人もの貴族が長ネギをスライサーで削っていくみたいに手際よくちょんちょんちょんと跳ねていく、そのちょんちょんの連続性をショーとして面白がるわけ。
I feel like that was a lot more than just the audience enjoys how the nobles' heads are sliced off like vegetables. It's like a show to them. That felt like forever. Ton. She is seriously into this topic? Yeah, she's somewhat of an anthropologist, actually.
それに比べたら一人の人間をじっくりいじめ殺す方がよっぽど個人を尊重しているとは思わない？
Like, I mean, anthropologists aren't this weird. I will say I do get her passion for it, though. I think it's interesting. I'm listening. Whatever you say, beautiful.
そんな濃密な死と拷問で飾り立てられたのがこのお社様という存在なわけ。
Takano raises her hand to honor the statue of Oyashiro-sama. Hold on. Let me fix something. Yeah, anthropologists aren't this weird. She's really weird. Okay. Okay. Wait. I'm fixing my audio stuff still. Oops. Okay. Okay, whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever.
お社様という存在は結局人間が生み出した偶像なの。その偶像は恐怖で祭り上げられることで神聖化した。そう、人が法則や戒律で石垣を組み上げ、呪いやたたり、奇跡や恐怖の漆喰でそれを固める。それらを積み上げて積み上げて雲の上にまで届く高みを作り、その上に建てられるのが神という存在なの。神は人が欲するゆえに人が生んだ人の手による存在。つまり人が人を恐怖で支配しようと思った時に生まれる純粋な恐怖と血と拷問の結晶。それがここではお社様という存在になるのよ。つまり神の世界へ至る階段は神ではなく人の手で作られていたことの証左であり、私たち人間をさらなる高みへ誘う指針を示して。
My god. I think that's more than 3/4 of the space allotted. Am I? Okay, I'm not blocking the text. Thank God. Her passionate lecture was interrupted by a loud noise. As I looked back, Hanyu was jumping up and down with her eyes full of tears. She was stomping the floor as hard as she could, making a loud noise instead of screaming out with her unheard voice. However, it all amounted to the same thing. Hanyu cannot be heard by people.
ハニュ、僕は人が死んだりとかいじめられたりとかそんなのは嫌なのです。みんなで一緒に仲良く楽しく暮らしてくれればいいのです。
It's the way Tomitake has been sitting listening to her monologue all this time. Yeah, I mean, they're dating, so clearly he's into it, right?
もちろん僕たちが悪いところもいっぱいありますです。でもそんなのを望んだことなんて一度もないのです。
Should we forgive Hanyu?
羽生は羽生よ。お社様なんてあなたとは関係のないことでしょう。違うのです。
Why do you make those noises, anime girl?
嫌いです。嫌いなのです。いつも僕のことをひどく言いますのです。
言いますのです。Was it a bad idea for me to bring Takano in here? I knew that Takano would get overstimulated and say something like this. Fortunately, Hanyu's rejection indirectly reached Takano, and she stopped lecturing. Somehow, Tomitake had heard the noise that Hanyu made. He pressed his finger in front of his lips and told Takano to be quiet.
何事なの？
さっき子供が遠くで飛び跳ねるような音が聞こえたんだよ。この建物の周りで 子供が遊んでいるのかもしれない。
The way he says Mawari. Mari. Hanyu should be forgiven. She's gotta stop making those sounds. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said it earlier when Iria was talking about Takano being on a date with Risa. Risa is supposed to be Jiro.
そう私には何の気配も感じないけれど。
いや、確かに聞こえたよ。高野さん、ここへはお忍びで入れてもらってるんだ。リカちゃんの立場にも配慮して、もう少し静かに見学しないと悪いよ。
Takano seemed disappointed, but Tomitake was right. She had no choice but to be quiet.
富武、周りに子供なんていませんですよ。
そうかい？リカちゃんには聞こえなかったかい？僕は確かに飛び跳ねるような音を聞いたんだけどな。
もちろん僕も聞きましたですよ。遠くではなく僕のすぐ後ろでドタンドタン跳ねていましたです。富武には遠くに聞こえたでしょうが、僕にはすぐ後ろだったのでうるさいくらいでしたですよ。
Okay, hold on. I think I found I'm sorry, I'm still troubleshooting my audio. Okay. That should be better. Sorry, the audio mixing visuals are really getting to me. Making me very very mad because it keeps floating up to somewhere it shouldn't be when I'm not making any noise. So I kept thinking there was like background noise. I was standing in front of the altar, and the statue of Oyashiro-sama was right behind me. Tomitake seemed freaked out after hearing what I just told him. Although he was trying to fake a smile, his face was turning pale. However, Takano didn't seem scared at all.
高野、西宮殿の中でお社様を怒らせるようなことを言うのは禁止なのです。お社様がとても怒っていますのです。その声が聞こえませんか？
It's fortunate that she can't, to be honest. Even if she heard it, it would be nothing but tears. My job as a shrine maiden to begin with is to tell humans what Oyashiro-sama is feeling. I'm responsible for speaking on Hanyu's behalf. Takano must have realized that I was being very serious about what I just said. She apologized to me right away.
ごめんなさい。いささか調子に乗りすぎたわ。お社様もごめんなさい。人が崇めればそれは神。たとえ私が崇めなくても神聖は侵されない。面白半分に冒涜したことを謝るわ。
お社様は甘いものが大好きなのです。僕を経由してお供えしないとたたりがありますですよ。
I can assure, at least on my end, that I don't hear background noises. Maybe it's from the laptop trying to make jokes. That might be the case. Especially since I have my gain in OBS turned all the way up and my laptop is so close to my mic. Might be the case. Tomitake couldn't help but smile. Takano also smiled. She bowed to me, promising to bring over some cream puffs soon. Takano finally stopped saying bad things about Oyashiro-sama. She also promised to bring me something sweet. Hanyu was still upset, but she was probably satisfied for the moment. But I didn't know what she meant by the 3 fingers she was showing to me. Was she telling me to ask Takano for that too? Being her shrine maiden is not an easy thing.
お社様はシュークリームは最低でも3つ欲しいと言ってますですよ。僕が食べたいわけではないので誤解しないでほしいのです。
I like how she's telling the truth, but because no one else can see Hanyu, everyone's just like, Okay, we'll take it at your word. But they're just thinking that Rika just really wants cream puffs. You should give this 11-year-old some alcohol instead. She loves drinking that. They took it as a joke I made to reduce the tension. Tomitaka and Takano cracked up, holding their stomachs. Hanyu was looking at them with surprise, not knowing why they were laughing. My face, meanwhile, was turning red with embarrassment.
わかったわ。お社様のために美味しいシュークリームを3つ買ってくるわね。リカちゃんやさとこちゃんの分もいくつか買った方がいいのかしら。
いえ、僕の分はいいのです。その代わり、どうしても聞いてもらいたい話がありますのです。
何かしら。今日は西宮殿に入れてもらえるというわがままを聞いてもらえたんだから、それに見合うわがままには答えるつもりよ。
$1 million. I would like $1 million.
僕が今から話すことを絶対に信じてほしいのです。どうしてとか、そんなバカなとかはなしなのです。だから絶対に信じて運命に打ち勝って私を助けてほしいのです。
Not you saying they should get her alcohol. It's because she drinks. We saw in previous chapters she likes to drink. I'm not saying that because I want this kid to develop a problem. She already has that problem. I had no hand in that. She just wants alcohol. Both of them are surprised to see such a serious look on my face. I was sure they'd be surprised. After all, I was about to explain to them that they were going to die in 2 days. I'm sure they'd want to deny that, but I knew a fair bit about their deaths. If I could explain it to them in detail, they wouldn't be able to laugh it off. I'd talked to them about it several times in previous lives, but they never took it seriously. I only had that slight possibility that they might believe me. Hopefully, the possibility is as small as a miracle. It should be engraved on the side of a die. My friends overcame their fates, and they all rolled a 6. Should I call that a miracle? Please, God, let me roll a 6 again. Please let them believe that death is upon them. Ooh. There we go. Iria turned the light on as soon as he finished his presentation. There were about 8 men wearing lab coats inside the meeting room. The man sitting at the far end was the only person without one. Upon seeing Iria finish his speech, he clapped his hands several times. Having noticed his applause, the other men in the room soon followed suit.
それはよかった。
Who is this? Is this Jiro?
本当によかった。この度の成果は個人的にもとても満足できるところです。
入江先生の献身的努力の賜物ですわ。
いえいえ、優秀なスタッフの協力があればこそです。すべてのスタッフに感謝します。
これで完全治療のめどが立ったと言えるでしょう。まだいくつかの詰めは残っておりますが、それは時間と予算が解決する問題です。
それにつきましてはよろしくお願いいたします。しかるべき人員と予算があれば、おそらく3年以内、61年度までには完全な医療体制を確立できると思います。今後の課題は、専門知識のない医療機関でも容易に対応できるパッケージ的な治療方法の確立と、より安価で簡易な検査法の確立です。
検査法に関しては現在入江先生が血液採取から潜在患者を発見する方法を研究中です。
They're losing me.
この方法が確立すれば一般的な健康診断と併用できますので、相当の低コスト化を実現できると思われます。
それは素晴らしい。現在の検査法はだいぶ大掛かりで高コストですからね。いや、コストにまでお気遣いいただき本当に感謝します。国民の健康はすなわち国益のはず。それに予算問題を出すのは本当に情けないことなのですが、削れるなら1円でも安くというのが当方の立場なのです。
もちろん理解しています。治療法は確立したがコスト的に不可能では絵に描いた餅ですから。
絵に描いた餅ですから。Oh. Did they change it from mochi to pie?
机上の空論でなく実行可能な方法で考えるのも我々の仕事です。
I need to learn more Japanese idioms. That would be fun. I should stream myself trying to play a Japanese indie visual novel. Tomitake started clapping again and everyone followed him. Oh, that is him!
あなたは医師として優秀なだけでなく本当に尊敬できる人格者です。
I thought it was a photographer.
あなたとお会いできたことを誇りに思います。
いえ、本当に拍手をいただくのは全ての方を治療できて、いわゆるお社様のたたりを完全に撲滅できた時です。
Oh, you will be there no matter what? Noah, do you want to join me on trying to read something together? You want to relearn fiscal year in Japanese? Previous fiscal year?
それまでどうか連帯して頑張っていけたらと思っております。
I have a lot. See, the problem is with the higurashi, there's so much build-up. Can they start killing people already?
こちらこそ。私も入江所長の要求する予算が限りなく額面通りになるよう努力します。
I will draw you an MS Paint Fugi so we can both be on the screen. Or maybe you will just be some sort of animal. Maybe a cat. Or maybe some sea creature, perhaps. Maybe that would be fun.
どうか引き続きよろしくお願いいたします。
Tomitake and Irie shook hands, and the meeting room was filled with applause yet again.
では今夜のミーティングはこれまでといたしましょう。明日は皆さんもお待ちかねのメインイベント、予算ヒアリングです。各自奮闘しましょう。
Takano was being sarcastic, of course. The staff members in the lab coats were smiling bitterly.
いや、必要な予算なら私も最大限配慮します。私は本当は皆さんの味方になってあげたいくらいなんですよ。ですが上に説明するのも直接怒られるのも僕ですのでね。申し訳ございませんが、しぶしぶ厳格に審査させていただきます。どうかご協力をよろしくお願いいたします。
I wasn't even aware this was your job.
それが富武さんのお仕事ですからやむを得ません。どうか明日はよろしくお願いいたします。では本日はこれで解散といたします。
I'm so confused. And like, did I miss something? Am I just not... Sorry, my rabbit jumped on something. She made a noise behind me. Did they just explain this in the other chapters and I don't remember? Because all I know is that they were saying, oh, he's a photographer. What is he doing in diplomacy? Once Irie declared the meeting over, his white-coated staff gathered up their documents and left after glancing at the clock. It was almost midnight. The staff who were off tomorrow might be alright, but those scheduled to work needed to sleep soon, or it would hinder them the next day. Takano gathered up the butts from the ashtrays as well as the empty coffee cans.
あら、コーヒーを飲まない人もいるのね。
Why is her uniform like that? Did I ask that before? Whatever.
せっかく会議用に認めさせたコーヒー代なんだから、ちゃんと飲んでくれないとこの分まで予算が切られちゃうのかしら。
ひどいな。僕も仕事でいやいややってるんだよ。
ああ、高野さん、そのコーヒー1本もらいます。
じゃあ僕ももらいます。すべて飲み切った方が予算請求には都合がいいでしょうから。
Do you want to join? Rabbit, come here. Okay, well, she's not coming any closer, so. It wasn't that funny. The two of them seemed more relaxed with the other staff members gone. Tomitaka and Irie loosened their collars in a sign of relief.
リカちゃんとサトコちゃんたちはお元気ですか？先週聞いた話では、サトコちゃんの検査結果が一時期良くなかったように聞きましたが。
あれは取り越し苦労のようでした。急に暑くなりましたからね。体がびっくりしてしまったんでしょう。最新の検査結果では非常に安定した状態に戻っています。
入江先生はさとこちゃんには特に熱心ですからね。
I wish it wasn't written weirdly.
そんなことはありませんよ。
Be normal. Be normal.
意志たるもの、すべてのやめるものには公平に全力を尽くします。そして私に感謝して。
Shut up.
いや、なかなかそうはなりませんね。
Man, shut up.
サトコちゃんを完全に治療できる方法があれば本当に素晴らしいのですが。
Chirio. Hold on. Sorry, that word stuck out to me. Chirio. Oh, it's the word for medical treatment. Sorry, you know why that stuck out to me? It's because the anime ending to Danganronpa is called Zetsubose Chirio Yaku. So I was like, oh, it's Chirio.
それはやはり難しそうですか？
さとこちゃんのように一度でもレベル5に至った場合、幻覚症状の再現、いわゆるフラッシュバックに近い現象が起こりやすくなります。
What is Yaku? Yaku.
これは厳密には病気によるものではなく、精神の中に育まれる正常な防衛反応なんです。
I get stuck on words all the time. It's so stupid. It's happening in real time. Oh, Chiryoyaku is therapeutic agent, remedy, medicine, drug, or cure. The more you know. Yay. Those technically aren't caused by disease. Oh, normal defense mechanisms cultivated in the brain. Okay, I'm locking in.
初物に懲りてナマスを吹くということわざにもあるように、過去の経験を積極的に生かそうとする正常な反応なんです。
Oh. Is that an idiom? I've never heard that before. Maybe it's in Japanese.
つまり一言で言えば心的外傷のことよ。しかも前頭葉に直接ダメージを受けていることが考えられるので、一般的な心的外傷よりもずっと繊細なカウンセリングと長期の投薬が必要でしょう。
It's cool to study the words as they're coming. Yeah, but like if I'm streaming, it's easy for me to get sidetracked. pretty easily and it'll show up. But I mean, if I wasn't streaming, what would happen is I search up the word, I go like into a Discord channel to log the word, and then I go check everything possible, like my notifications, and it takes me infinitely longer to get through the visual novel because I get distracted easily. It's the same with movies. I would log my reactions in real time, and I would get distracted, so a 2-hour movie could easily become like 4 hours if I'm not careful. I remember once when I was watching Challengers, I made myself write down my reactions instead so that I wouldn't keep like stalling. Yeah.
病気は治療できても心の傷は治せないということかい？
心的外傷に苦しむ人は社会にも大勢いる。その中の一人に混じれるだけでも、かつてのさとこちゃんの症状を思えば奇跡的な回復なんだしね。
糖尿病などと同じに考えてください。不治の病ではあっても症状を抑えて元気に生活されている方も大勢います。
さとこちゃんは今でも日に3度の注射を？
いえ、だいぶ調子が落ち着いてきましたので、今は日に2度です。3度に比べればだいぶ負担は軽くなったと思います。
最初はだいぶ嫌がったんだけどね。リカちゃんがうまくごまかしてくれてるみたいよ。
ごまかして？
さとこちゃんは生活資金の援助を受ける代償として私の研究に協力してもらっているということになっています。
では日に2度の注射は自分の病気のためでなく入江先生の研究の協力のためにやっているつもりなんですか？
次郎さん、さとこちゃんに自分がどういう病気にかかっているのかを説明することはとても残酷な意味を持つのよ。前に話さなかったかしら？
ああ、いや、思い出したよ。無神経なことを言って申し訳ない。
富武さんもどこかでさとこちゃんに会ったら優しくしてあげてください。
そうですね。わかりました。
リカちゃんは本当に強い人ですね。さとこちゃんと同じような境遇のはずなのに、あれだけしっかりと生活できるんですから。
If the study method works, why not get it though? I mean, I'm not really studying so much as I'm just casually picking up words. Studying would be like flashcards and using Anki, so I could memorize them or whatever, but I don't do that. I probably should.
すべてリカちゃんとお亡くなりになられたご両親のおかげですね。
Okay.
多大なる理解と協力がなければ、これだけの短期間では治療の糸口は見つけられなかったでしょう。
人道的でない実験にもよく耐えてくれました。ご両親の死をも乗り越えてくれた彼女の協力なくして今日の成果はありえません。なんとかその恩に報いてあげたいものです。
そうですね。東京もリカちゃんとさとこちゃんが最大の功労者であることは理解しています。必ずや二人の協力に見合う感謝を示すでしょう。
あらあら、私たちにはコーヒーフィルター代まで渋るのに気前がいいのね。
だからそれをいじめないでほしいな。昨年の話は高野さんに根を持たれっぱなしだよ。
でも私たち大人は彼女たちの協力に結局お金でしか報いれないのね。心で報いる方法があればいいのに。
Takano muttered like she was talking to herself, but it almost sounded as if she was talking to them. Oh Jesus. I can read.
きっと心で報いる方法は 日常の中にたくさんあります。それらを一つ一つ積み重ねていくことで、いろいろな形でお返しができると思います。
入江先生は、いえ、監督は日々そうしておられるようですわね。私もあの子たちに何か親切でもするようにしてあげないと。
そうだよ。高野さんはそれでなくとも今日大きな恩をリカちゃんに受けたじゃないか。
いけない。明日の朝一でフィルムを現像に出さないと。ああ、本当に貴重な体験だったわ。歴史、文化、その息吹、本当に素晴らしい時間だったわ。
Iria wondered what she could have experienced during the day. Tomitake could only smile and act like he didn't know anything.
そうだ、高野さん。今日の最後にされたリカちゃんのあのお願いだけど、どう思う？
被害妄想だと思いたいけれど、本人だって明確な証拠は示せないって言ったわけだし。
何かあったんですか？話だけを聞いていると、リカちゃんに良くない兆候が出たように聞こえますが。
先週のリカちゃんの検査結果、私は極めて安定した良好な結果だったと思っているのですが、入江先生から見て何か変わった所見は見受けられましたか？
いいえ、今回もとても安定した結果でしたよ。聡子ちゃんの検査結果が日本海の荒波だと例えるなら、リカちゃんは琵琶湖の水面のような感じです。二人の気象そのものですね。
急性発症の可能性は？
一体何事ですか？まさかリカちゃんに症状の進行が見られるというのですか？
No, you have to trust her. Trust.
実は今日、彼女から私たちに依頼があったんですわ。自分の命が狙われているように思うので、身辺警護の強化を依頼したいと。
Well, if you say that, it just sounds like she has persecutory delusions. Trust her though.
そんなバカな。一体誰が彼女の命を狙おうなどと言うんですか？考えられない。
リカちゃんは村中から愛されてるマスコットで、殺したいほど憎む人がいるなんて聞いたこともない。
Beloved mascot.
僕も正直眉唾だとは思っています。
リカちゃんは自分の命が脅かされている根拠を何だと言っていますか？追跡妄想や被害妄想の類だとしたら、確かにレベル5の初期症状と言えなくもありませんね。
夢で見たと。そういう悪夢にうなされてとても怖い思いをしたので、落ち着くまで身辺護衛を頼みたいと言うんです。
あのくらいの年の子なら夢見が悪くて怖くなってしまうこともたまにはあるかもしれない。でも僕たちの立場上、それが単なる悪夢なのか初期症状なのかは慎重に判断する必要があるだろうね。
わかりました。明日彼女には緊急検査を実施しましょう。問題がないことを祈ります。今のこの村で彼女より大切な人間は存在しないのですから。
何も問題がなければいいんだけどね。でももしそうだったとしたらどうしようね。
次郎さん、リカちゃんはあれだけのものを私たちに見せてくれて、その見返りがあのお願いなのだとしたら、とてもささやかなものだとは思わない？身辺に不安を感じるという訴えをしてくれたんだから、私たちはそれに応えてこそ信頼関係だと思うの。これがお金でなく心で報いるということじゃないのかしら。
そうですね。仮に訴えが彼女の言うように夢見のせいだったとしても、それに応えなければ私たちは彼女の信頼を失うでしょう。ある意味幸運ではありませんか？彼女に恩返しをする方法が一つ見つかったわけですからね。
確かにおっしゃる通りです。それに彼女の訴えは私たちが当初から保証しているはずの権利でもあります。
それでなくても 私たちは彼女の安全を徹底的に守らなければならない。
その通りです。それについては私ではなく皆さんの仕事ですね。どうかよろしくお願いいたします。
わかりました。では高野さんの権限内でお願いします。東京から番犬を派遣するレベルでもないでしょう。
Bloodhounds? Sorry, I've just been locking in. I've been immersing in this story. I really do like that. When Ryukishi wants to be competent, he is competent, and this is one of the instances where he uses his experience as a social worker to really hammer in like how kids should be helped by the adults around them, especially when they don't have any other adults to turn to.
フルでリカが夢にうなされたので派遣をお願いしますなんて言えませんものね。了解しました。山犬に最低4名の24時間警護を命じます。
Mountain dogs?
それはすごいな。私が上京する時の警護より厳重です。
だってリカちゃんにはそれだけの恩を受けちゃったんですもの。そりゃもうすごい警護をつけるわよ。
Aww.
リカちゃんの暗殺を企むような奴らは絶対阻止。山犬の再生鋭を護衛につけるわ。たとえ相手が超永久スナイパーでも守りきってみせるわよ。にゃーにゃー。
Oh my god, okay.
鬼ヶ淵村の神秘万歳。
高野さん、何かいいことでもあったんですか？
いや、その
Meow meow. That scene's done? Oh my god. Another scene? Yep, another scene. After looking through the items that had been donated for the auction, we realized that there was nothing kids would be interested in. Keiichi insisted that the show wouldn't be a success unless there was something that kids would beg their parents to buy. He's probably right. For that reason, we went to this toy store again today. We were trying to get the owner to donate something that would interest all the kids attending the festival.
なるほどね。うちも先日のみんなのおかげで売れ残りをじゃなくていろいろとゲームを売ることができたからね。協力したいのは山々なんだけど。
バッチャは叩き売りオークションが大人も子供も楽しめるイベントになることを大いに期待しております。ダメかな、吉郎おじさん。
本家の大ババ様に期待されちゃあな。わかったよ。なんとか協力するよ。断ると大晦日にどんな嫌味を言われるか怖いや。
すげえな。ミオンとこのばあさんって本当に偉いんだな。
私は会ったことありませんけど、怖い人らしいんですのよ。シオンさんが言うには趣味は人の生爪を剥がすことなんだとか。
My god, this comment. In Mayakashi, chapter 5 of Higurashi, the entire series, Shion showed her face back in Hinamizawa, and so what her grandma did was rip her fingernails off. Family bonding of some nature. It was a really hard scene to even read. It was just painful all around.
それはしーちゃんが脅かしただけだよ。レナはみーちゃんのおばあちゃんをよく知ってるよ。とっても優しい人なんだよ。礼儀正しくしてれば。
I'm impressed that she can refer to that monster as a nice lady.
礼儀正しくないと怖いのです。あと敬語の使い方が間違ってる人にも怖いのですよ。ニパーニパー。それは私には優しくないという意味ではございませんの？
We said nothing of the sort. That's you telling on yourself, Satoko.
ゲイちゃん、話ついたよ。気前よく教室してくれるってさ。
His laugh was a painful one.
どうして村人はミオンの言うことを聞きますのですか？
How many years have you been here again, Hanyu? You've been like around me for like 100 plus years and you're still confused about this? Too busy owing. She never pays attention to anything.
そりゃ園崎本家の意向に決まってるじゃない。ミオンはその園崎本家のお姫様だもの。誰も逆らえないわね。リカもフルデ本家のお姫様なのですよ。ありがとう。
The members of the Sonozaki branch families who own businesses usually get their funding from Mion's family. They can never go against the will of the main branch. The Sonozaki family made a fortune on the black market after the war, and they've invested those funds as capital into businesses run by their family and the villagers. They charge almost no interest and required no co-signers or collateral. So long as one gives a proper explanation, they'll provide a notable sum. I want to get in touch with them. The money has to be paid back, of course, but it's lent between family and community. They're willing to make some adjustments if one goes begging. For that reason, everyone's borrowing money from the family. And that, more than anything, is why they can never refuse a request from Mion.
よーし、じゃあみんな手分けしてこれはと思うものを探してくれ。探し方のコツとしては、できれば大きいものの方がいいな。例えばトランプを一箱叩き売りしたって迫力がないだろ。でかいものの方が迫力があっていいもんな。
つまり大きくて高いものを狙い撃ちなのです。任せなさいませ。そういうのなら大得意ですわよ。
Her voice is so nasally. I actually haven't tried any nasally voices for when I do voice acting. I don't think I've had to go that direction yet, or rather, I haven't had a reason to particularly go for that kind of presentation.
みんなお店のおじさんの顔色を見ながら選ぼうね。うわー、レナ見て見て、このぬいぐるみかわいいかわいい。かわいいかわいい。全部お持ち帰り。はあ、かわいいかわいい。全部お持ち帰り。
See, when it's Rena, she's allowed to howl. Howl! But when it's Hanyu, no. Hanyu, no. I don't allow the ow ow ow.
みんな少しは加減してね。
The shop owner smiled bitterly at us.
ケイチ君、これは何だろう。ブランコって書いてあるよ。ブランコって公園のブランコ？
ブランコ。
うわ、重たい。
ああ、組み立て式のブランコだろ。庭や室内に置いて遊べるはずだ。
Inside the house.
公園のブランコのようなダイナミックな遊び方はできないけどな。小さい子が遊ぶには十分だよ。まあ最初のうちは面白いんだけどな。そのうち飽きて使わなくなると 洗濯物を干すのにちょうどよくなるんだよ、これが。
やたら例えがリアルなのです。圭一は持ってましたのですか？
前の家でな、小さい頃のクリスマスのプレゼントに買ってもらったことがある。何しろパッと見の迫力があるしな。いいチョイスだぞレナ。
はいケイちゃん、これを貼っといて。後で町会の人に取りに来てもらうから。
Mion handed Keiichi a piece of paper that said Town Council on it. She was carrying around a whole stack of them. She's really thorough when it comes to things like that.
圭一さん、これなんかいかがですの？家庭用プールでしたよ。
ほう、それもなかなかいいチョイスだな。
That's because on you, I don't know, her owing is something else. Yeah.
ミオ、こいつも押さえとかないか？
ひなみ沢じゃ水遊びがしたければ沢へ行けばいいからね。微妙じゃないかな。
はあ、でも金魚さんのプリントがなんだか可愛らしいね。レナはこのプールあってもいいと思うかな？かな？
かな？かな？
私もあっていいと思いますわ。これだけたくさんの水が貯められればいろんなトラップに応用が効きますのよ。
Oh my god, Satoko.
ダメだダメだ、却下だ。
却下. Kyakka is refusal, I think. He's vetoing the notion.
その威力を味わうのはどうせ俺に違いない。却下却下。
Kyakka, kyakka.
ならこれはどうなのですか？ゾウさんの滑り台なのですよ。みーこれは僕も面白そうだと思いますのです。僕もお持ち帰りしたいのですよ。
お持ち帰りしたい。
聡子が滑ろうとした瞬間に上からドンと押すと聡子がコロコロと転がっていくのよね。ああ、想像しただけで楽しくなってきた。
Okay.
羽生もそんな聡子を見たいでしょ。ああ、リカは聡子に意地悪して遊ぼうとしてますのです。
Can you please stop making those noises? You're fine. You're fine, Anna.
それもいいね。お持ち帰り。
はいはい、売約済み売約済みっと。
お持ち帰り。It started to feel bad seeing the owner's troubled expression. I patted him on the head to try to comfort him. Rub, rub, pat, pat.
ニパ
おお、麻雀だ。
どうしたのケイちゃん？
Keiichi found something in the tabletop games section. I walked toward him to see what it was. There, I saw a green mat on the table with the mahjong tiles all lined up on it. They were arranged in a square shape, as if someone was playing there until just a few minutes ago.
あれ？何これ吉郎おじさん。勤務時間に麻雀なんかやってたの？
いやいや、違うよ。これはね。
I had expected to see board games and card games in the toy store, but not mahjong. I guess it isn't weird for a toy store to sell this, though.
うわあ、すっごい久しぶりだよ。もうほとんどルールは忘れちゃったかな。
おお、レナくらいの女の子が麻雀を知ってるなんてすごいじゃないか。
What? What? Oh, you have to have a high IQ to understand mahjong. It's not something that girls would get.
あ、ひょっとしてあれか？以前に部活の種目になったことがあるんだろう。
去年の暮れでしたかしらね。もちろん私も大活躍でしたのよ。私の顔にはトラップが潜んでいましたよ。
ミオ、お前な、裏若き女の子が4人も集まって学校で麻雀かよ。
ちょっとケイちゃん、麻雀をバカにしちゃダメだよ。南沢は豪雪地帯。村の冬の娯楽は麻雀一色になるんだから。
Oh yeah, that's true. Hinamizawa, the town it's based off of, it's called Shirakawa, and it does get a lot of snow in the winter from the pictures I've seen. They also have like a special way to build roofs. It's very steep, and I think there's like straw, thatched roofs. Is thatching the right word? But yeah, Hinamizawa is based off of, at least like in terms of the backgrounds that we may see, that's all Shirakawa. So, fun fact from me.
こたつでぬくぬくみかんと麻雀。テレビからは紅白が流しっぱなし。風情があっていいね。
That's probably how the Sonozaki family spent its winter. That doesn't mean the whole village does that.
そういえばここいらは豪雪地帯なんだったな。なるほど。こたつで遊べる大人のゲームといったら麻雀はど定番だよな。
ケイちゃん、麻雀をバカにしちゃいけないよ。麻雀こそは男社会の潤滑よ。四角いジャングルを囲むとき、男たちは東なら清流、西なら白虎、南は朱雀、北は玄武。普段の上下関係やいさかいを全部捨てて対等な関係で戦い合うわけよ。
You are welcome for the fun fact. I have too many trivial facts at my disposal.
その精神の尊さは古代オリンピックにも通じるものがあるってわけね。すごいでしょ。
俺はそれよりもこいつがいつ部活に登場して罰ゲームが何になるかの方が怖えぞ。
ケイチ君は麻雀わかるの？
親父が好きでな。お客さんが来た時メンツが足りないと無理やり入れられてたよ。強いかどうかはともかくルールはわかる。不計算はできないけどな。それはそうと、なんでこんなところに麻雀が出てるわけだ？
Everyone looked at the owner.
いやね、お昼に来たお客さんと話してたらツバメ返しができるっていうんで見せてもらったんだよ。
ツバメ返しだって？麻雀史上究極の荒技イカ様じゃないか。古代中国にて伝説の達人が編み出したという中国拳法究極の技。その威力は宝具と同じとまで言われ、あまりの恐ろしさに時の皇帝によって葬り去られたと聞いていたが、未だ使い手が実在したのか。
Maybe you could have a stream of trivial fun facts. I could, but I would just be chatting the whole stream now. And for the most part, I don't have, I guess, what's it called? I guess I just don't think I have an audience that would be interested enough in that kind of stuff right now. So it's maybe a video, but not so much a stream. Who knows?
ちなみにこれは親父の受け売りなので真相は保証しない。
Well, it's called trivia. The adjective is trivial, so I said trivial fact. Because it really is trivial, inconsequential even.
ツバメ返しって宮本武蔵だっけ？麻雀とどういう関係なのかな？手牌と山牌を瞬時に入れ替えてしまう大技なのですよ。
Zatsu. Yeah. I would love to do a Zatsu. Mia, I think I've expressed this to you before, but imagine being one of those big VTubers and they just talk for like 3 to 4 hours, and then people will like be in the chat. You see, right now, what I'm doing is I'm just chilling. I'm trying to figure out what works, and okay, primarily the purpose of these streams is just for me to get things done, right? But I'm also trying to get familiar with YouTube streaming and all, and yeah. Hopefully I'll get better, but I have to start somewhere first.
ニパーニパー
おいミオン、なんでお前はこういう痛いけな子にそういう悪い知識を吹き込むんだよ。
いやーいやー
That's a good laugh.
見てみたいな。誰かやってみせてよ。リカちゃんはできるのかな。知ってるだけでできませんです。さとこが一時期練習してましたですよ。
ちょっと待てサトコ、お前その年でそんなのを練習するんじゃない。
Hopefully it's all good practice you're getting with these streams now then. Yeah. Back when I streamed, I remember streaming the Somnium Files. I streamed that on what's it called? I streamed that on Twitch. And that was easier. But with YouTube, there's all this crazy stuff, so it isn't too crazy, thankfully. It's just, yeah. Like figuring out the stream keys and linking the stream to the proper, linking OBS to the proper stream so it can stream properly. A lot of technical stuff, but it's okay. I think I got the hang of it pretty quickly.
戦う前からトラップは始まっているなんて雰囲気は確かにサトコの得意としそうな雰囲気だね。
相手が圧勝におごり油断した最後の勝負で仕掛けるのこそ最高のトラップタイミングなんですのよ。
Also, another aspect of this is for me to get more comfortable with speaking a lot and trying to make it so that my comments are engaging, question mark. I mean, eventually I want to build up to that, but right now this is just my raw commentary most of the time. I don't want to ham up my reactions, even if that might be boring. I'm just that type of guy. I'm like manly badass hero, but if I was not manly badass hero.
で、サトコは結局マスターできたわけ？練習はしてたんでしょ？
実戦ではとても使えませんわね。練習でほんの何度かできたことがあるっきりですわ。へえ、見たい見たい。さとこちゃん、やってみせてよ。
Me?
僕も見てみたいのです。仕方ありませんわね。失敗しても笑わないでくださいませよ。
Satoko sat in front of the table and started piling up the tiles.
さとこはそんなすごいことをできるのでしょうか。さあ、どうかしらね。成功すればすごいし、失敗しても可愛いし、照れてるさとこが可愛いから、私は実は成功失敗はどうでもよかったりして。
To me, I think your commentary is already pretty entertaining. Thank you. I mean, I try. Well, not really. Not right now. But I will get there. It's fine. Hopefully it'll also be interesting to more people. But there's like a whole slew of YouTube analytics and stuff like that you have to get used to, and you have to you have to max your results at any given time. Like, oh, this thumbnail, oh, don't do this, blah blah blah. It's too much. I just want to play my games and do my things. and have people be like, whoa, that's cool. But I have to draw them in first.
まずはですわね、あらかじめ山の灰に欲しい灰を仕込んでおくことから始めますの。なるほどね。それと手灰を一気に入れ替えちゃおうというんだね。でもどうやって？手品なの？
I'm not understanding. I'm not getting this at all.
だからね、手灰と仕込んだ灰を一気に入れ替えちゃうわけよ。
What does into the wall mean? I'm having such a hard time visualizing this.
ぜひ実際にアニメーションか何かでご覧に入れたいシーンなんだけどね。
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
文章での中継なので、そのあたりは想像で保管してください。
I mean, I guess I will.
ミーが誰に喋ってるのかわからないのです。
That's not true. You broadcasted your thoughts to us earlier.
と言いつつカメラ目線なリカちゃんもな。
では行きますわよ。
That's real. YouTube really makes you put in serious work. Hope the audience builds in more over time. Yeah, me too. Cause it would be fun making videos about whatever, but I have to make the videos. I was actually thinking about streaming me editing a highlights video of a dub that some of my friends in a dub group did, because I have been meaning to get on that for a while, but you know, we'll see. And I hope it doesn't play the audio back so the jokes aren't spoiled. Everyone gulped and looked closely at the table. Satoko moved her hands like a swan on a lake. She had 13 tiles in front of her. Then she silently flipped them all face down. Then she lifted them up by holding both ends, and silently placed them against the back edge of the wall, keeping them hidden. What?
さあ、いよいよここからだよ、さとこ。
自信がありませんけど、行きますわよ。
We all went quiet. Satoko reached out toward the Yamahai. Then she grabbed the whole thing with her small little hands.
というわけで、ここで麻雀の詳しくない人にいかに山牌をつかむのが大変かを説明しよう。自分の手牌は通常13牌だ。この程度の数なら両手でうまく押さえつけるように持てば宙に持ち上げることだってできる。不慣れだと失敗してぶちまけてしまうが、そう難しいことではない。だが山牌はそうはいかない。山牌は基本的に17牌ある。しかも2段積みなのだ。
Okay, I've given up trying to comprehend this.
しかもここからが肝心。17牌かける2段を丸ごと動かせばいいわけではないのだ。上段は17牌全部を、下段は端の4牌のみを移動させなければならない。
Whatever that means.
これを先ほど山の向こうに置いた手牌13牌にかぶせることで、手牌は山の中に埋もれ、さっき山牌を移す時に残した下段の13牌が自分の手牌として残るのだ。これこそ積み込み技の究極と言われるゆえん。全13牌を丸ごと全部入れ替えてしまう大技なのだ。
さとこ、しっかりなのですよ。
I could see Satoko trying to concentrate. She was supposed to be doing this more naturally since it's a technique for cheating. But since for the moment it was just performance, I suppose it's fine. Someone audibly swallowed, and at that exact moment she made her move. Crash! She had put too much strength into it. Her tiles fell apart.
やっぱり無理でございますわね。
The abrupt art style was because that was the modded version. I don't know if they had something like that for the original art style. Oops.
こんなのなかなかできるものじゃありませんわ。
でも要領は今のとミオンの解説で大体分かったぜ。ちょっと俺もやってみる。
レナも挑戦してみよう。今のうちに覚えておかないと後で大変そうだからね。僕も挑戦しますです。
All of us except Mion took a seat and started piling up the tiles.
一見するとルールを知らない子供たちが麻雀牌で遊んでるように見えるんだけどね。
その実態はツバメ返しの練習だってんだから。私の部員たちは実にたくましく育ってくれたもんだよ。
My hands and Satoko's hands are about the same size. If she can do it, I know I can too. Of course, I can't really use this trick during a real game. We were just playing around, but I was having a good time. I've never done this before in my 100 years of life.
手が不器用になった気がしますわ。悔しいですわね。最初の13杯を持ち上げるのも難しい。はあ。
いいかレナ、両手の小指で挟み込むんだよ。そうそう、力を入れすぎると弾けるぞ。
かといって力が足りないとうまく持てないしね。その塩梅を得得する。
It's very difficult to lift up the first 13 tiles to begin with. Not everyone can get past this stage. Satoko was doing well the first time, but she lost her concentration and is dropping her tiles now. I took Keiichi's advice and supported the tiles with my pinky fingers and lifted it up. Oh! I did it!
最初の13個をうまく持てましたのです。
おお、やるじゃねえか。なんだよ、リカちゃんが一番リードしてるぞ。負けられね
リカも器用なのです。続きもうまくできますのですか？なかなか難しいわね。でも誰よりも最初に成功させたいっていう気持ちはある。だって今はそういう遊びなんだからね。
Where is my rabbit? Oh, there she is.
続けていくわよ。
え。くそ、リカちゃんが一番乗りになっちまうのか。
次の入れ替えができればいきなり成功だね。次は牌がいっぱいあるから大変。頑張れなのですよ。リカ、正念場でしたよ。
I had to lift up the whole top row and only 4 tiles from the bottom row. I probably didn't need to use too much force. I can do this. Crash!
はあ、惜しいな。
惜しい。
やっぱり横に17杯もあるとそれだけで難易度は急激に高くなるね。
僕が一番に成功させますです。きっとできなかった人には罰ゲームがあるに違いないのです。
なんだってミオン、本当か？
どうしようかね。
There were only 4 seats, so Mion wasn't even in the game. Did that mean she could set up a punishment with no risk to herself?
はあ、みーちゃんはやってないのにずるい。ずるいという暇があったら練習あるのみでございますわよ。なんだか大変なことになってしまったのです。
I'd thought we came all the way to Okinomiya to get donations for the auction. Why were we doing this now? Although, that's why I love hanging out with these people. If it wasn't for them, I would have lost my soul a long time ago. I would have become a worthless piece of flesh. I've heard that rabbits can die from loneliness, but humans are no different. Humans can also die from boredom.
羽生、やっぱり今回の世界は何かが特別。もちろんそれは個々にはいずれもあり得ることばかりなんだけど、それらがみんないい方に流れている偶然が奇跡的。
そもそも理科の運命が今まで不幸続きだったのです。たまにはために貯めた幸運を放出してもらわないといけませんのです。
Every once in a while, aren't we like on our last dregs of life right now? I'm not gonna have another while. I'm gonna die.
違いないわね。
But I guess I'll be thankful. If I have such a miserable and deadly fate, I do deserve some happiness that evens out the sadness. True though. True though. I felt like the luck that I'd been getting in this life was something that I'd been saving up for 100 years. The people I love are all healthy and happy. I also asked Takano to reinforce my security. I don't know if she really will, but she promised me. She never did that in my previous lives. I think her reaction to my request was the best one so far. In fact, she was skipping on her way back home. She must have been in a good mood. I was sorry for breaking the family rules, but I think it was worth it. I told them that their lives were also in danger, but I doubt they really believed that. They didn't seem too frightened by it. I'd have to give them a final warning on the night of Watanagashi. If I try warning them too often, they'd never believe me.
なら、私はもうこの世界でできる努力はないということなのかしら。
わかりませんのです。その時が訪れてみるまで何もわかりませんのです。
I'm blessed with miraculously good fortune in this world. I gave it my best effort using all my previous experience. But did I do enough? I wish I could have my fortune told. I just wanted something to tell me that I did everything right. Please tell me what my fortune is. And as soon as I made the wish, God granted it to me.
ありゃ、何ですかこれは。
Oishi! Oishi is here! I recognize that voice. I suddenly heard a low voice. Keiichi and Nana dropped their tiles as soon as they heard it.
これは大石さんじゃありませんか。勤務中にこんなお店に入っていいんですか。
どうもどうもこんにちは。
どうもどうもこんにちは。
今日は非番ですからご安心を。今
今日ってところね。
日がどうかしましたか。
Cups scatter.
はて。
Looked like Oishi was ordering something from the owner. I wonder what this old guy wanted from a toy store of all places. Mion was wondering the same, and she asked him instead of me.
いえね、麻雀のマットを丸めてだいぶ長いことしまっていたせいですっかり反り返ってしまったんです。こたつの板裏もすっかり緑の布が剥げちゃってて使い物にならず困ってたんですよ。
ほう、雀荘じゃなくてご自宅で麻雀ですか。優雅な休日の過ごし方なことで。大方妙な語呂とトラブルでも起こして出禁でも食らったんじゃありません。
まさかご冗談を。
How long does this go for? We've been in one chapter.
公木たるものは遊戯場でも紳士でなくてはいけません。そんなトラブルなんて起こしませんよ。
起こしませんよ。
それはさておき、皆さんも麻雀ですか。若い方は麻雀なんかできないと思っていましたよ。
我が部の精鋭を侮ってもらっちゃ困りますね。およそ勝敗のつくものなら種目は問わず、どんな登場であっても背中は向けないのだ。 それがたとえ麻雀パチンコ競馬競輪競艇果ては書道聖火ゲートボールまで何であろうと
They're really doing whatever.
最後には足を踏み外すと下が溶岩や濃硫酸とかになってるところで戦わされそうなのです。
That would be pretty funny. Mion might do it for real.
大丈夫だリカちゃん。その登場は仮に死んでも単行本が 2,3 冊も進むとひょっこり生き返れる。
Ha 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 ha, that's so funny, Keiichi. What a cheeky little comment about the girl who has done exactly that, except it wasn't fighting in the lava pit.
ケイイチさんとリカが何の話をしてるのかさっぱりわかりませんわね。
はて、これはどういう場ですか？まだ山を積んでるところですかね？
いえ、違うんですよ。ツバメ返しの練習なんですよ。
ツバメ返しの練習ですか？
Yep, that's what he said.
いやはや。
この人なんだよ。さっきお昼に来てツバメ返しを見せてくれた人は。
なんだ
って実践じゃできませんがね。まあ芸の一つですよ。
大石さんでしたっけ？ぜひやってみせてくださいよ。俺ぜひともその技をマスターしたいんです。というかマスターしないと今年の冬の部活がヤバそうなんです。
I think it might be picking up, but I don't know if it's louder than the game. My rabbit is going really hard on her box right now.
いいですともお見せしますよ。あなたは間違えたらごめんなさい。前原屋敷のお坊ちゃんですかな。
Oh, Botsan? Crazy.
あ、すみません。はい、そうです。
Hold on. I have to be right back. Okay. I had to go do something, and I'm glad I did, because like seconds later after I muted my what's it called? My phone, my ringtone started playing on blast really loudly.
引っ越してきたばかりの前原圭一です。こんにちは。
あれ、ケイちゃんは初対面？こちらはね、警察の大石さん。
No cops allowed here.
綿流しの実行委員会にも警備の顧問として参加してるから、そのうち実行委員会の席で会えるよ。
Never mind.
そうそう聞いてますよ。なんでも相当元気のある方だそうじゃないですか。
そう聞いていますよ。
叩き売りオークションの司会はあなたしかいないと皆さんおっしゃるんで、どんな方かお会いできるのを楽しみにしていたんです。しかし司会とは責任重大だ。よく引き受けられましたね。実に勇気と度胸があります。
Thank you. I am indeed back.
でも引き受けたからには頑張りますんで、よろしくお願いします。前原圭一と申します。どうかよろしくお願いします。
おう、元気なだけでなく礼儀正しい若者ですね。若いのに感心です。私は沖宮署の大石と申します。
Get out of here.
なんならクラちゃんでも結構ですよ。
I'm not calling you that.
では大石は僕の席でやるといいのですよ。
お、これはすみません。ではちょっくら失礼させていただきます。
He rapidly gathered up the tiles. I could tell that he'd been doing it for a long time.
柔道家は相手の帯の結び方を見るだけで段を知るって言うよな。まさにそんな感じっすね。
ね。はいを積むだけで褒められちゃうとなんだか照れちゃいますね。はい、では皆さんよろしいですか。参りますよ。それちょっと。
Thud, swoosh, clack, clack. All done.
こんな感じですね。
うわー、
We all broke out in cheers. As sweet as this is, and as much as I recognize its place in the story as establishing Rika's hope for this world line, I will say it overstays its welcome so much. The segment overstays its welcome so much. Please, can people start dying or can mysteries start getting solved? I kinda don't care. You have to hear the audience cheer for a big performance on TV, but it was really more impressive seeing it in person. He did it so quickly too. He made it look so simple that anyone could do it, but everyone here knows that it's very difficult to do. That's why we were all impressed at how easily he performed the trick.
すごい大石さん、さすがですわね。
When does this game get good?
すげえです。俺に教えてください。もう一度。
Oh my god.
では私の本当はスローの方が難しい。特に小指に注目しててくださいよ。
Oh my god.
こうでここまではそれ。
Oh my gosh, I kind of don't care anymore.
ホバークラフトのようにほんのわずかだけ。
ホバークラフトのような気持ちで。くそ。
力は入れ実際無音。
忍者のもう一回やります。
I don't care. It's overstayed its welcome. I realize that now. It was strange. I had never seen Keiichi and Oishi playing mahjong together.
なんだか圭一君と大石さん、やっぱり男同士だと通じるも
Oishi
のがあるのかもしれませんね。
usually appears only after Takano and Tonitake get murdered on the night of Watanagashi. He has only ever appeared on the scene as a detective. It's a lot of build-up, for sure, yeah. The first chapter, Onikakshi, in the series, it's also like this. He always approached Keiichi as a detective, so he never thought of him as someone he could trust. He only thought of Keiichi as a decoy to expose the culprits among the villagers or some nonsense like that. So even when you see it, it's hard to believe that Keiichi and Oishi are having a good time together like friends.
圭一と大石が仲良って私これ大石が現れた時
Oh my
運
gosh.
試しは今日だって思ったのに
I couldn't understand this world at all. My heart was pounding, and I had the strong feeling that I'd roll a 6 every time I threw the die. I should roll it again. I think I'll roll a 6 again. 90% of gamblers stop right before they win! I'll know it before I roll it. I will roll that 6. I will finally defeat my deadly fate.
いらっしゃいませ。あ、大井さん、買ってきましたよ。
My heart started racing. What? The voice sounded so familiar I heard it before. That couldn't be right. Hanyu always warned me. Don't expect too much. It couldn't be him. Is it? Wait, hold on. Maybe that was important.
いらっしゃいませ。あ、いたいた。大井さん、買ってきましたよ。
What?
ああ、赤坂さん、ご苦労様。すぐには。
もう親切な郵便屋さん。
Nice young man was standing there. He was wearing a casual outfit and holding a plastic bag in his hand. This is Akasaka. He was in chapter 5 of Higurashi, called Himatsubushi, or Killing Time. It's a meme. I'm quoting a meme. When I say 90% of time loopers stop right before they can save their loved ones, I'm quoting that meme, but another iteration of it. I always thought Akasaka wore a shirt and tie. He also seemed much smaller. He looked at me as I stared at him. Normally, you look away when you make eye contact with a stranger, but we stare at each other without averting our gazes.
赤坂なのですか？
ということは、やっぱりリカちゃんだね。
Does he remember?
知り合い？
赤坂さん、これは驚いた。
久しぶりだね。
赤坂こそなんだかたくましくなったようなのです。
This is Mamoru Akasaka. He's a detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Public Safety Department. He sometimes shows up in Hinamizawa in 1978. He has no relation to Hinamizawa or my deadly curse, but outside the village, he's the person I trust the most. I've asked for his help in the past several times, but nothing ever came of it. He's from so far away. He forgets about me once he returns to Tokyo. That's why I'd given up on him.
赤坂はどうしてまたひなみ沢に？
子供を両親の家に預けてね。家内と二人で旅行に。
家内？
うん、君は家内の。
赤坂さんは、沖宮にまで春。いやいや、愛のな。
奥さんと
あの時リカちゃんがどうしても不安になってね。そしたらその日に屋上への階段で清掃員の事故があったって言うんだ。
The tiles on the stair were loose. The janitor fell down the stairs and got seriously injured. I knew that was going to happen because I'd seen him lose his mind after hearing about his wife's death in a life I lived a long time ago. Falling down the stairs just seems like the luck of the draw. I didn't think it would happen all the time, but it had happened to him over and over. So I thought there must be some kind of reason behind it. I guessed it was because of the broken tiles on the stairs. If he didn't show up at the hospital that day, his wife would have gone up those stairs. It was her daily routine, but she didn't go because he showed up. Meanwhile, the janitor went up the stairs and got injured.
だから。
私は赤坂さんは今回もあなたに
確かにリカってたまに予言じさすがはお社様の生まれ変わり。
おっといけない。もうクマちゃんも赤坂ではその時は
ぜひよろしくお願いします。
じゃあ
赤坂
渡長有給消化率が山が一つ終わったんでお祭りにはきっと聞くところによると
Shut up, shut up.
そうなのですよ。
Ryukishi does not let up. This is such a drag. This is such a drag.
赤坂の時のようなただの酒盛りではないのです。
赤坂さん行きましょう行きましょう。
君は雪絵の恩人だ。彼はきっとあれから5年あの時のような無様なきっと君の力になれる。
I will be killed in June of 1983. I feel like I rolled a 6 without even throwing the die. Akasaka followed Oishi and ran outside into the bright sunlight.
これも想定内の幸運なのよね。
Stop with that noise.
今回はいろんな運命がリカに味方をしているとしか思えないのです。
思えば魚釣りゲームという私の戦おうという意志の強まりが運命を揺るがしているということ。
My strong will is going to change my fate. If I have a strong will, I can also change these results. We rode our bikes back home together. I was in a good mood. I almost felt like humming a song. I could feel my deadly fate slowly falling to pieces. How many times are they gonna say deadly fate? I felt like my fate was urging me to move on. Just like the sun and the moon during an eclipse, the wheels of my fortune were perfectly matched for the first time in a long time. This really might have been a miracle. This wasn't like the true miracle of Keiichi remembering the past. It was good fortune within expectations. But when it was arranged this well, it was enough to be considered a miracle. I couldn't remember the last time I felt so good in June of 1983. My name is Rika Furude. My ominous fate was moving away from me. With each step I took, that deadly fate withdrew further and further. I'd have to stay strong and take advantage of this miracle. I moved forward at high speed. Watanagashi was so close. My luck and effort had brought about a miracle. And so, I will defeat my fate.
今度こそ
ファイトオーなのですよ。
The next moment, something happened. Keiichi had accidentally scratched the motorcycle that was parked by the street. A group of 3 delinquents were trying to intimidate him.
大変なことになりましたのです。
見てなさい。今の私の力ならあんな連中ひとひねりにしてやるわ。
This feels like... I don't know if this TikTok exists or if I just made it up in my mind, but you know, like when Stranger Things was big, and then the guy, like the girl was thinking she was 11, just like stared really hard at the camera person with her hand reached out really angrily. That's how this reads to me right now. I know she's being for real. I know she's being for real, but that just seems like that.
困りましたわね。おまわりさんを呼ばないといけませんわよね。
おまわりさん。
大丈夫ですよ。さた僕にお任せなのです。リカ？
I walked toward the delinquents even as they grabbed Keiichi by his collar. What the hell are these pathetic guys? Are they trying to stand in my way when I'm trying to have a happy future? I should teach them that nothing can stop me now. I know I'm rolling a 6 without even throwing a die. They continued to grab Keiichi's shirt. Keiichi, Miyata, and Rena were staring at them with a vicious look in their eyes. I got in between them.
消え失せろ。私の運命をその程度で邪魔立てできると夢にも思うな。
It gets corny after a while, you know? It does. He never expected that a little girl like me would attack him. He seemed surprised, but he quickly returned to being angry. Then he picks me up by my collar too. Whoa! I'm just a little guy, and it's my birthday. You wouldn't find a birthday boy, would you?
リカちゃん、やめなさいよ。話しなさい。リカ、何か策でもあるのですか？
別にないわよ。でも今の私の強さならこんな障害は物の数じゃないことを証明してみせるの。この程度の運命にも勝てない運気なら今回も死の運命になど打ち勝てるものか。
I rolled a die, knowing what I was gonna get, blah 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 blah. Knew that I'd be rolling a 6. Oh my god, how many times are they gonna repeat this metaphor in the same exact way? Oh my goodness! Guys, I'm so tired. Higurashi is good conceptually. But man, if the prose isn't a drag to get through. The next moment, two men in working overalls came up to the three delinquents and tapped them on the shoulders.
兄ちゃん、相手は子供なんだよてめえ。俺たちは喧嘩を売られたんだぞ。お前らなんざ用はねえよ。
Okay, how much power does she have now that she's saying it like this? A lot of things have gone well for her is the thing. So like, yeah, she's not in the wrong to say it. It's just, why is it repeated over and over? It's not really satisfying. The prose is such a slog to get through. Those working men weren't just random people who were passing by and knew who they were. One of the men pushed the three delinquents to the side of the street. The other man spoke to me in a calm voice.
ありがとうなのですよ。助かりましたです。
He lent me his hand so I could stand
皆さん
up.
はもう行ってください。あとは私たちが処理します。
どなたか知りませんが、ありがとうございます。
ええ、気にしないで。皆さんは早く行ってください。
本当にありがとう。
うちの圭一さんが無様で申し訳ありません。
じゃあ、行こう、みんな。
We got back on our bikes in a hurry and left the scene. It's not even that they have a word count. Yukishi just likes talking, but he doesn't do it well sometimes. They had no idea who saved us, but we're glad that all of us were saved. But I knew who they were. Those must have been the security guards who work for Takano. Takano kept her promise. Those guys are professional bodyguards. They only do what they are ordered to do, but they make sure their mission is complete. If Takano told them to protect me, that's the best protection I can get. After we left the scene, a white van with two men in it followed us. Oh! That is so interesting. Really? Huh. In other chapters, I forget which chapters it is. There's white vans that follow around some of the characters. And because, like, I remember it was in Onikakushi. Keiichi was followed by these white vans. And he got really paranoid. And he thought they were gonna get him. So that worsened his levels of Hinamizawa syndrome. Oh my god, it's so annoying outside right now. Anyways, so he thought that they were out for him. That was not the case. I think from this line alone, so maybe I'll continue reading instead of yapping. Oh, they're birds. Everything was working in my favor for the first time ever. The pedals seemed so light that day. I felt like I could fly into the sky if I wanted to. Okay. Is the chapter over? Is the chapter over? Is the chapter over? Is the chapter over? There we go. Let's read this tip and...
これが航空券だ。後の金は現地で。
ああ、ギニおギニ。おい、マミヤン。
サンキュー。私札幌って一度行ってみたかったのよね。
The app was good though, it's informative, yeah.
北条の野郎にゃ気取られてねえだろ
うな。大丈夫だよ。あいつバカだもん。でかいのは声と態度だけ。
Oh my god. Okay. I guess. Whoa. Okay, so explanations for who this character is. This is when Rena talked about her dad spending money on someone. This was her. And this was also who Rena killed in the last installment of Higurashi. The latest before this one. The next moment they heard several cars coming toward them. The man looked out of the window and saw 3 black cars screeching to a halt by the apartment building. Several intimidating men emerged from those cars. Some of them even looked up toward the window. He quickly hid himself behind the curtain.
ちくしょう、嗅ぎつけやがった。ずらかれ。ちょっと、嘘マジ？なんで？マミはボケっとすな。捕まったら殺されんぞ。
They heard the men running up the stairs. They sounded angry. Oh no, what's happening? That's crazy. Anyways, none of my business. Yep. Hold on. This is the woman that Rena's dad paid her down payment for it? That's crazy. Yeah. This is indeed her. Anyways, I said I was gonna do another chapter. But if I'm being honest with you, that it's been like 2 hours and a half, right? So, man, I don't know. I might do it. Why? I have a cough. Excuse me. So, next stream, probably sometime next week. Obviously, I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading this. I might just speed run it in my free time, honestly. It's really not that interesting. I mean, it is interesting, but the prose drags it down by like a lot. So next week, I may hop on that idea of editing the video just to keep myself accountable, or I boot up Guilty Gear for the first time and I play Guilty Gear and learn Guilty Gear while like a few people watch me. I don't know. But those are my ideas. I think I had other ideas too. I might do like a drawing stream or something. But yeah, hopefully I'll get that sorted out. I'll have the stream up by maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. Not to say the stream is gonna happen on Sunday or Monday. It's just I'm gonna create the waiting room then. I have to wait on some information before I do that. But yeah, hopefully I also get some stuff done before then. I have a lot to do, so hopefully these streams hold me accountable. Anyways, I hope that this was a decent enough podcast to leave behind in the background. I'm gonna go now. Maybe nap, I'm not sure. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, starting it. Oh my gosh, you know what? You actually reminded me, Mio. I might start like coding my visual novel on stream just to keep myself accountable, or making assets for my visual novel to keep myself accountable. You know like how people do those devlogs for their games. Maybe I just have to stream. So that's also an option. I have to write that down so I don't forget. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for keeping me in the background. And yeah, have a good day or have a good night, because I know your time zone. And I will see you next week. Yay! It'll be June then. Okay, bye bye.